Am I in trouble? They gonna arrest me?
You're a big celebrity. Everybody wants to talk to the mother of the Walmart baby.
Your kids is on the phone.
Which one?
Pez, Twinkie, one of them.
Great.
Willie Jack Pickens.
You didn't even have to make that up, did you?
You on a big date or something?
No, I am done with guys like that. No more men at all.
Oh.
You're the best friend I've ever had.
But do you love me?
From the best-selling novel, Where the Heart Is.
Smile. You know, maybe it was a bad idea to tuck in the shirts. All right.
A young woman girl named Novalee Nation is moving to California with her boyfriend Willie Jack. Their car, bought for $80, is about to fall apart. When Novalee was 5 years old, the mother left her and ran off with her boyfriend. Since then, Novalee has been convinced that the number 5 brings her bad luck. Because of this, everyone thinks Novalee is strange. After saying goodbye to the friends, Novalee and her boyfriend got into the car. They have a long road ahead of them. Novalee is making plans for the future. She has moved from place to place all her life, so she dreams of having her own home. At some point, Novalee realized that she had lost her shoes through a hole in the floor. The girl is also upset about the boyfriend's dismissive attitude towards her. The couple stopped near the mall because Novalee wanted to go to the bathroom. Before leaving, she asked Willie Jack for some money to buy some slippers. When the saleswoman gave her change of $5.55, Novalee immediately realized that something bad had happened. Running outside, the girl made sure of it. Willie Jack left her, hiding in an unknown direction. A woman from the mall gave Novalee her purchase and change, asking if everything was okay. At a loss, Novalee said that her boyfriend had gone to fix the car, but he would soon come back for her. Novalee had nothing to do but wait. Soon she was noticed by Thelma, her mother's acquaintance. Novalee felt awkward in this situation, not remembering the woman at all. Thelma, who looked very positive, gave Novalee a basket of gifts and a chestnut sapling. Thelma also left her address, inviting the girl to visit someday. Novalee had very little money left. She spent part of it on food. Later, she met a man named Moses Whitecotton, who works as a photographer. Novalee also has a passion for photography. The man gave her his business card. It's almost 9 in the evening, which means the mall will close soon. Novalee is desperate, not knowing where to go. She went to the restroom, hoping that no one would notice her. Meanwhile, Willie Jack saw a girl on the road whose car had broken down and offered to give her a ride. The girl agreed, saying she was going to Las Vegas. At night, Novalee wanders around the mall, reads magazines, and eats sweets. Meanwhile, Willie Jack is having fun with his new acquaintance. Suddenly they were stopped by the police. It turned out that 2 hours ago, Willie Jack had robbed a store. He was arrested. Waking up early in the morning, Novalee tidied up in the mall's bathroom. To remain unnoticed, she hid in a closet. Willie Jack was taken to jail, while Novalee continues to live in the store. Secretly from the staff, she helps them lay out the goods, writing down in her diary how much money she owes to the store. Novalee doesn't want to steal food, but she doesn't have a choice for now. During the day, the girl decided to go to the public library to find a book about trees. She thinks that the chestnut is dying, so she wants to understand how to take care of it. Forney Hull, the librarian who looked very nervous, brought her a dozen books. Later, Novalee visited Thelma and her friend Mr. Sprock. They offered the guests to have lunch with them, and then Thelma planted the chestnut tree on her plot. Thelma told Novalee about Forney, who lives in the library. In the woman's opinion, Forney is a very smart guy, and if he had graduated from college, he could have achieved a lot in life. In the evening, Novalee returned to the mall. Forney noticed her. At night, Novalee woke up with abdominal pain. Suddenly her water broke. Novalee realized that she would have to give birth right here. Seeing the number 5 on the sign, the girl realized that this was a bad omen. At that moment, someone burst into the store, breaking the window glass. When Novalee woke up in the hospital room, she saw many flowers and gifts around her. Nurse Lexi Coop told Novalee that she is now a celebrity. Reporters are waiting for her outside the hospital. Novalee is worried that she will be arrested now, as she has been living illegally in mall all this time. The girl also thinks that the newborn daughter will be taken away from her. Novely has no money, no home, and no job. Lexi is confident that everything will be fine. She brought Novely her baby girl. Holding the daughter in her arms, Novely realized that she would never give her away to anyone. The girl was surprised that the man who saved her was Forney. She decided to name her daughter an unusual name, Americus. Lexi, who is the mother of 4 children, thought it was a bad idea. Later, Novely gave an interview to journalists, saying that she secretly lived in the mall for 6 weeks. Novely received a huge number of letters from different people. Some women shared similar stories. Novely didn't expect to see her mother, whom she hadn't heard from in years. Lil told her that she saw the interview on TV and came here from New Orleans. Obviously, the woman doesn't feel guilty about leaving the daughter, but she promised to help her with housing. It turned out that the director of the mall sent Novely $500 and offered her a job in any store of their company. Lil took $500 from her daughter, saying that if they put their savings together, they could find a suitable home. Novely, who was being discharged tomorrow, was happy, thinking that the mother had returned to her life. However, Lil never showed up the next morning. Novely didn't want to believe until the last moment that the mother had deceived and robbed her. Now Novely is once again without money and without housing. Instead of her mother, Thelma came to pick her up, offering Novely and Americus to live with her. One day Novely came to the library to thank Forney. She took a picture of the guy and her daughter with the camera given to her by Moses. Willie Jack, who was in prison, is trying to write songs. His cellmates of course did not like it. Novely is preparing for her first day of work at the shopping center. Thelma and Mr. Sprock are helping her in everything. Today, religious fanatics appeared again on their doorstep, who, learning about Novely's story on TV, were enraged because she gave birth to the child out of wedlock. Thelma chased them away. On the way to work, Novely met a handsome guy who works as a mechanic. After a while, she suspected that she was pregnant. Lexi advised her not to panic prematurely. Novely spends a lot of time in the library reading books on gardening. On this day, after going to the toilet, Novely realized that she wasn't pregnant. The girl was happy and promised herself that she would never date handsome guys again. Forney takes care of his older sister Mary, who has suffered from alcohol addiction since her youth. Officially, she works here as a librarian. Later, Forney told Novely that he studied in college to become a history teacher, but had to come back after their father passed away. Soon it will be Thelma and Mr. Sprock's anniversary. As a gift, Novely bought an antique camera and came to Mr. Moses to clean it. The girl confessed that she had dreamed of becoming a photographer since childhood. Meanwhile, Willie Jack was released from prison. Christmas was coming. Forney and Novely bought a live spruce. Novely confessed that it would be her first Christmas with a spruce. Lexi, who was pregnant again, joined them. Another boyfriend dumped her when he found out she was pregnant. Lexi wasn't upset because she was already used to it. Remembering that Americus turned 5 months old today, Novely rushed home since 5 was an unlucky number. There was a police car parked outside the house. It turned out that Americus had gone missing. Thelma and Mr. Sprock, who were going crazy with worry, had no idea what had happened. The officer found a Bible in the baby's crib. They guessed it had been done by religious fanatics. The officers immediately headed to the church, and Novely and Forney followed. Fortunately, Americus was fine. Willie Jack came to a music agency for auditions. Ruth Myers, the agent, was interested in his guitar playing and singing. The guy's image has been completely changed. He also now had a creative alias, Billy Shadow. Willie Jack had been performing on the stages of various restaurants for 2 years. He dreams of singing on the radio, and one day his dream comes true. Americus loves his song, but Novely finds this guy's voice annoying. Besides, it seems familiar to her. Novely is very nervous before her first photo shoot. Today she is shooting a wedding. Forney and Thelma wished her luck. Soon the radio announced an approaching tornado. Novely and her daughter hid in the basement, where there were a few other people. Thelma, who had carried soup to a sick neighbor, still hadn't shown up. A storm was coming. In spite of this, Novely was about to go looking for Thelma. As she emerged from the basement, she saw a huge tornado. The girl ran back to the shelter and grabbed the railing of the stairs, barely escaping the tornado's pull. Many people died that day, including Thelma. There were funeral services. Novalee grieves deeply for Thelma, who had become like a mother to her. Novalee photographed her daughter against the background of the destruction and later showed the picture to Moses. He found the photo very powerful. Novalee and her daughter are planning to move. The mall was destroyed during the tornado, so she will now work at another branch of the company. Lexi convinces her friend to stay because Forney loves her and Americus. However, Novalee feels that she is unworthy of such a guy as Forney. A man named Ray, who was a good friend of Thelma, arrived. He used to be a lawyer, but he lost his license due to alcoholism. Novalee was shocked to learn that Thelma had bequeathed all her savings and her property to her. It made Novalee change her mind about leaving. The first thing she did was to worry about rebuilding the house. Mr. Sprock, who misses Thelma very much, continues to help Novalee. Now Novalee has a beautiful cozy house. Meanwhile, Willie Jack is looking for a new sponsor. The guy wants to succeed and intends to end his cooperation with Ruth Myers, who cannot give him more. Today at the restaurant, Novalee was presented with an award for the best photograph. She spoke to the audience, saying that she took this photo in memory of a friend who sheltered her with her baby when they had nowhere else to go. Ruth was furious after talking to a lawyer. It turned out that Willie Jack's former cellmate, Tommy Reynolds, claims that he wrote the hit song. Willie Jack denies it. According to the guy, he bought a guitar from Tommy, nothing more. However, Ruth didn't care. She was determined to break the contract with Willie Jack. Lexi, who is now the mother of 5 children, told Novalee about her new admirer. Lexi hopes that this time the relationship will be happy. Coming home, Novalee couldn't help but smile when she saw Forney and Americus sleeping on the couch. Novalee captured this moment on camera. Forney became like a father to Americus. Novalee's career was on the upswing. And everything was good until one day she received a call from Brownie, Lexi's daughter. Novalee immediately rushed to her friend's house. It was immediately clear that something terrible had happened here. Novalee found Lexi bruised. The woman couldn't take sick leave from work, so she had no way to pay for the house. Of course, Novalee took the friend and children to live with her without hesitation. One evening, Lexi told how she returned home early on that fateful day and was very surprised to see her new boyfriend's car next to the house. Lexi was horrified when she realized that he came for her daughter. Without thinking, Lexi pounced on Roger. After that moment, she remembers nothing. Only now has Lexi realized that Roger was specifically looking for a single mother with children. She doesn't understand how she could be so naive. Novalee reassures her friend, believing that they can handle this together. Forney is walking around with Americus, telling her various interesting stories. Looking at their photo, Novalee smiles. Soon Forney's sister passed away. He did everything he could for her. Novalee supports him in everything. Forney said that he wants to go away for a while to bury his sister where they were born. Novalee hugged her friend, sharing his grief. At that moment, they kissed and then surrendered to passion. When it was over, Forney confessed his love to Novalee. She told Lexi everything, who wonders why the friend did not respond to Forney's confession. Novalee said she was confused. Lexi has a new admirer again. After the incident with Roger, she is still scared, but wants to try her luck again. Many townspeople are convinced that Forney is going to move. Now that his sister passed away, he can start a normal life. That night Forney returned, saying he stopped at his college and met with teachers. By the way, there is a new librarian in their town, so Forney will have to look for a new job. Novalee was surprised to hear that Forney wants to give up his college education and future plans for her and Americus. Novalee lied that she didn't love him. It was painful for her to say that, but she didn't want Forney to get stuck in this small town. Leaving, Novalee barely holds back tears. Forney watches her from the window. 3 months have passed. Lexi is looking for a new home. Novalee tells the friend that Forney regularly sends letters to Americus and her. Novalee still thinks she is unworthy of him. Soon Lexi and Ernie got married. Novalee was very happy for her friend, who is pregnant again. Novalee also wants to find her happiness, but Forney is far away now. Willie Jack drinks a lot. His music career has been destroyed. While in an inadequate state, he hears Novaly's voice. He feels guilty towards her deep down. Willie Jack fell on the railroad tracks. The train was coming right at him. Today is America's 5th birthday. Novaly is very worried because 5 is an unlucky number. Novaly saw an article in the newspaper about the legless former musician, Willie Jack. His wheelchair was stolen, so he spent 5 days in a public restroom. Despite the hurt, Novaly visited the father of her daughter. He said he left her that day because he was scared of responsibility. Now Willie Jack hopes to get another chance to make things right. Novaly also wants to make things right. She went to college to see Forney and told that she loves him. Novaly also confessed that she lied to him before because she thought he deserved someone better than her. Forney kissed his beloved. Soon the couple got married. By the way, the wedding took place in the mall that was rebuilt.